heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and it knows alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Just one look at you, and it knows alright with me. Just one look at you, and you know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Hi, welcome back again to TheCOVO Radio, and my name is Jensen,
Here's Morris.
and today we are live again, but it's very different from what we're doing yesterday, Monday, which is more on what you would like to request and would like to play for you. So for today, we will specifically kind of talk a little bit of small topics. So I think if you could actually see, especially in the centrals, so on every Sunday, a lot of people actually kind of like ask me, since I'm most of the time I'll be in the chatter room.
Yeah, they are sitting on the chatter road and talking to each other, playing some card games and playing on their own phone. What are they doing?
So most of us will actually know that for most of the workers, they have kind of like holidays, especially on Sunday. So that's the only day where they actually go out to actually have a little bit day off, and they would like just to kind of spend their off day chatting with friends. So Central is one of the points where most of the Filipino workers will actually gather together. I think this is one of very, I think, common questions that kind of like the tourists will actually ask us also, like what's going on every Sunday, why there's so many people here, like why the road is actually blocked and everything. But it's actually it is like so every Sunday the chatter was actually catered towards the Filipino workers.
Yeah, what do you think about the way they spend their time on Sunday?
I think it really depends on I think each of the individuals, like whether they wanted to kind of just sitting around in centrals or any other gathering places, or they can actually do a lot of activities more. So I think that's why we actually bring up this topic today towards the communities. So the topic for today will be, which do you prefer, sitting around central or other gathering places, or you can do other activities during your off day. So you can actually just comment your answer below, and we can discuss it later on.
Yeah, you can you can comment how do you spend your leisure time on Sunday, and we can have a discussion on in the comment area.
Yeah, so I think I'm currently a full-time kind of full-time workers, and Morris itself it is intern. So two of us will actually have kind of like different off day too, like what we actually spend. So we will kind of share as well what do we do as well during the off time. We would like to share first.
Yeah, as a student, we have many free time, so my weekend is always very, very beautiful in my view. I can go out, hang out with my friends, and eat some delicious food, and buy some smart clothes, and also if there's some very attractive movies, we will go to the cinema in the first time. So my weekends are always very nice.
It sounds very student life, I would say. I, I kind of miss a student life as well. So now currently I'm working full time, just like you guys. So I think it really depends on each of us. Like maybe I might be closer to all of you. So like most of the off time, if we are too tired, we just would like to we just would like to rest for the day probably. Sometimes we actually just sleep the whole day. I think that's the reason why we actually see a lot of people in Chatter Road kind of sleeping,
Yeah.
maybe just too tired from the workings. But if we are still have some energy to actually do something, we can always go to a lot of places. I think for me, I will do a lot of sports, I would say, especially during the off day, since that's the only day that I think I can do sports. Most of the time after work, I don't think I'll even have the energy to actually do that. Or we go to some cinemas to watch some movies, or just walking around Hong Kong because since there's a lot of places in Hong Kong that I can go to, and we'll actually discuss that as well in the second part of the shows. So feel free to comment below, like what you have usually do during the off day. I do receive some personal texts from some of the volunteers of Mama Helpers. Thank you very much to Marilo for sharing her off day activities. So she's mentioning that since she is actually not live in with the employers, so she actually live by herself in the boarding house. So she have a lot of freedoms on daily basis, even on off day. So sometimes she just cook for herself, or even just invite her friends to actually come to her boarding house as well, to chill around. So I read the second one. Is from another volunteer of us as well, called Fretsky.
Okay.
So
I read her life. For me, it's good to do other activities during day off. I like exploring HK. Go to the vodka bar, do some volunteer activities. In short, just do what makes you happy and makes you enjoy during your day off.
yeah, I think thank you very much, Fretsky, for your kind comments. I think it is very important for all of us to enjoy our off day since we usually work almost 5 days or 6 days in weekly basis, and we only have one day. We just want to make sure that this one day is well spent, and we actually enjoy doing that. I think there's a lot of things as well, like video K, which is I think very popular in the Filipino communities. Video K is kind of like, so you have a bar, or like a restaurant, and then so the restaurant actually provide kind of like karaoke machines for
Yeah.
for them to actually sing along. So I think it is very nice in a sense.
Kind of singing is always a good way to release the pressure.
Yeah, it is. It is. Especially like Filipinos, they're actually really good, especially in singings.
Cool.
So leave us your comment below. Thank you very much for everyone who have attended this live stream. Hello, Aisteru. Your questions is where we can rest. I think especially during, cause summer is here. I think it is pretty hot. So Chatham Road is still, I think,
It's really hot.
it's really hot in Chatham Road, I would say, but it's because Chatham Road have a lot of tall buildings too. So some of the places might be covered in shade. So I think Chatham Road is still pretty good. Or there's a lot of more indoor place that you can actually rest, which we will discuss later on, hopefully in the second part of the videos. So probably for now, we will take a very quick break, and we will give you a little bit of very nice music called the Happy by Val Williams. It is actually a cover song as well as what we discussed yesterday regarding the copyright. So hope you guys enjoy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down and let me tell you now. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy I'm alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy.
So that's Happy from the Pharrell Williams, covered by the Tyler Ward. So we are back in the TheCOVO Radio, and this will be the part two of our topics for today. So we'd like to discuss where all of you guys can actually go, especially during the off days. Not only kind of sitting in the chat room, we'll try to give some of the recommendations that we could. So the first one, I think that probably a lot of people actually do is they actually attend or register for kind of a course. So I think in Hong Kong especially, there's a lot of organizations that actually kind of giving a lot of courses towards the OFW communities, such as maybe caregiving, or there's a lot of kind of like money management, or cooking, even even doing a kind of a handcrafting, and I think there's many more to actually mention, but make sure that because it is kind of like one day off, and most of the courses kind of take half of your day. So I think thank you very much, Tin Escaros, for your comment. Uh, make sure that you make your day much productive on your off day. So I think attending courses can be one of them. Not only that you can learn new things from the professionals, but also you can kind of like meet a new friends too. So it is kind of like only off like half day. So you still have the other half day to do something that you like. And for the second point, it will be RFW events. Kind of, it's up to you whether you like to participate, or even you can even go there just to enjoy RFW events. Like on weekly basis, there's a lot of kind of RFW events actually going on every single week. Uh, Most of them was definitely more showing the talents like modeling, even singing competitions, and etc. So I think we do know some of the events. So on weekly basis, we will also post what are the kind of COVO, kind of OFW events into our Facebook page as well. So people actually know what's actually going on every week. And we actually might need some of your help too. So if you are organizing events, or even you know some of the of your friends that actually holding events, please do let us know in comments, or just send us a text directly, and we will try to compile a list of events that are going on every single week, and hopefully you guys have more knowledge on which event you guys would like to go. Hopefully we can post it on every single Thursday, on every single week, so you guys have like time to schedule your day, or maybe this time I want to do this, and during this time I would like to go to the events and all the stuff.
So in short, we will have a summary about the activities that is available for you. So in this way, you can just make your own schedule and participate in some very meaningful activities, which is very helpful to our future development. Third way to spend your holiday is to go to the museum. As you could see, there are so many museums that are available for you. Even many of the museums are free.
So I think for the museum part, because I'm actually pretty love to actually kind of learn something new, like a new knowledge, and I think previously Aisteru, Ohio also mentioned where we can actually rest. Usually we'll suggest kind of like indoor activities, I think such as the museum, where it is all ACs for sure. Don't worry about that. And while you can sit around there taking a pictures, hanging around with your friends, but just make sure that you didn't talk too loud, and you can also learn some new knowledges as well.
Yeah, there are different kinds of museums, such as art museums and coastal defense museums, as well as space museums. So different kinds of knowledge you can uh, get in the museum. Also, there are free air conditioner in the museum, so you are not going to get some heat stroke.
So I think not forgetting to mention actually Hong Kong, kind of Hong Kong museums also selling called the museum pass, because some of the museum do have like kind of like special exhibitions on monthly basis or even 2 months basis, and by purchasing this museum pass, I think this 1 year pass with $50. Later on, we will actually provide
provide a
on the
website
websites.
with the information of
Informations about that.
museums
Yeah,
for you.
so you can try to look through and maybe you can buy that pass as well. And a lot of museums entrance will also be free for you. So we'll go to the fourth point, which is
Go. There are so many different religions in Hong Kong, and many believers of them. You can find your own religion and go to the corresponding church to meet the believers with common religion, and you can make more friends. Also, you can communicate with other believers how the religion influenced their lives, how the religion influenced their characters. The, those activities are very meaningful to your personal growth.
I think more towards the spirituality of someone. I think the more we're actually closest to what we actually believe in. I think it makes ourselves more happy too.
Yes.
We do find a kind of like website since it is Hong Kong, so I think a lot of churches might have the service in Cantonese, but we actually find one a very good website just now. So it is kind of like a list of churches in Hong Kong, where so they do have the time schedules, and some of the time schedule they actually have like English, some also have Indonesians. So you can actually see through these churches, and maybe if you if you wanted to go to a church, just try to pick those timetable or the churches that actually think closest to you. So I think the last one.
Okay, last but not least, as you can see, sports are very important to the people's health. So I believe that after a few days' work, it is very necessary to take a time to have some outdoor sports. And I believe that hiking and camping are two very good way for your for you to have a very good exercise.
Yeah, I think hiking is definitely very popular since Hong Kong was really known not only for kind of like business cities, but they're also known for like a lot of natures, a lot of mountains. So I think hiking is one of the kind of most popular activities. Even not only I think the helpers, but also not only the workers, but also even the locals will do as well.
Yeah.
Mama helpers actually arrange hike before like twice a month, but since now the weather is a little bit too hot, so we try to kind of postpone the hike until probably the later September or October, while when the weather is much more better for everyone. The last time I actually went to one of the hikes at the end of June. It was that they actually almost have a heat stroke. So I think it is very important that everyone, before they go into hikes, check the weather first, like how hot it is, and if you really would like to go to the hike, just make sure
Yeah, personal
you
security
bring,
is the first
make
place.
make sure you have your own like kind of safety first in mind. Hi, May Topak. Thank you very much for your comment. Uh, So for the next hike, we will let you know soon. And if you're kind of interest to know more regarding our hike event, make sure that you follow our TheCOVO, or you can just send us a message. We have kind of like a small communities of hikers that we created inside the WhatsApp group. So we can send your number. We can actually add you into that group. So some of them actually go hiking even though on this weather like on weekly basis. So
Yes.
maybe you can just hop onto them. That you can actually go with them too. Hi Heidi, thank you very much for your comments. So for the short courses, yes, definitely we will provide. This is what our aim is for now, since hike is one of our main kind of events before the summertime. So now the summer is here. We would like to organize more indoor activities for everyone. So I think short courses is definitely one of the things that we would like to uh, give out to communities, and I think the other one is probably more volunteering events. We will try to partner with more organizations to kind of
To organize more activities for them to
organize more
participate.
yes, especially kind of like giving out to the community's part, like maybe giving food to elderlies or some people with special needs.
Yes.
So I think this is kind of like the suggestions that we can actually give to everyone. If you do have other suggestions too, feel free to leave a comment below. Hi, Baby Jane. Nice to see you again. Thank you very much for dropping by to our pages. So maybe we just kind of brief through. We do have some activities on this weekend, especially on Sunday. So one of our activities actually it is short courses too. So for those that who actually interested in the childcare, you can actually go to one of our events. You can see the event page called the second free trial childhood care courses. So feel free to contact us to know more about informations and to register. There will be actually a steps to register there as well. And feel free to let us know if you'd like to join. And the second one, I think this will be Morris.
Okay, so on Sunday, we will often do some free trails, such as going. Okay, we also, apart from free trails, we also do some street interviews to know about the workers and to participate in their Sunday day off. And sometimes it was very nice to talk about those workers because they are responding us in a very positive way. Even though the sun was very hot and they they are very satisfied about their situation.
Yeah, so I think for these three interviews, what we're actually planning to do is kind of create an interactive videos for all of you guys. So last week we actually do the very first street interviews, which should be updated. It should be uploaded tonight. So it's probably at 7 p.m. So you can go back again to the TheCOVO page and see the videos. So the first topic at that time was about how well do people actually know Mama Helpers. So I think for the second part later on, for second topics and third topics, it will be catered towards more to know about all of you more. I think that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to know to know more about you guys, and hopefully we can kind of create more events that actually suits to all of you. So
Yes.
if you see any like Morris or me on the street, like wearing like holding some microphones, like feel free to drop by to us to say hello. Hi, baby Jane. Okay, so thank you very much also for attending our very first Jumba, I think 3 weeks ago. For the Jumba, we will definitely later on make it as a regular event. So Miss Angel, our teacher, will still continue to, to lead on the Jumba. And for the Jumba events, if we do have, we will let you know again, as definitely. And I think the very last point was that our office was technically empty on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Sunday. So if you would like to plan any events, like if you looking for some places to do your events,
If you have any idea about events, about some collective events, you are welcome to use our office.
yeah. So I think feel free to send us a message. You know, if you like to do like kind of like churches mass, even you want to do like a Buddha fight party here, feel free to do that. Our office is not too small. It can cater for probably 30 to 40%. So if you really like to use our office space, do let us know before. So we will make sure that the space is empty for all of you. Yeah, so I think that's all for the recommendation part. And I think before we close our uh, Covo radios, we'll send you guys another songs called Sugar by Maroon 5, and it will be covered by the Taylor Ward. So I hope you guys enjoy.
I'm hurting, baby. I'm broken down. I need your loving. I need it now. When I'm without you, I'm something weak. You got me begging, begging. I'm on my knees. I don't wanna be needing your love. I just wanna be deep in your love. And it's killing me when you're away. Ooh, baby, 'cause I really don't care where you are. I just wanna be there where you are. And I gotta get one little taste. Sugar, yes, please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here, 'cause I need a little love and little sympathy. Yeah, you show me good loving, make it alright. Need a little sweetness in my life. Sugar, yes, please. Won't you come and put it down on me? My broken pieces, you pick them up. Never leave me hanging, hanging. You give me love, yeah. When I'm without you, so insecure. You are the only girl I'm living for, yeah. I don't wanna be needing your love. I just wanna be deep in your love. And it's killing me when you're away. Ooh, baby, 'cause I really don't care where you are. I just wanna be there where you are. And I gotta get one little taste. Sugar, yes, please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here, 'cause I need a little love and little sympathy. Yeah, you show me good loving, make it alright. Need a little sweetness in my life. Sugar, yes, please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I want that red velvet, I want that sugar sweet. Don't let nobody get it unless that somebody's me. I gotta be made, there ain't no other way. 'Cause girl, you're hotter than the Southern California bay. I don't wanna play no games, don't gotta be afraid. Don't give me all that shyness. Sugar, yes, please. Won't you come and put your love on me? Right here, I need little love and little sympathy.
Yep, so that's Sugar from Room 5, covered by the Tyler Ward. So I think that's kind of end the cover radio. Oh, I think before I forgot to mention as well, Mama Helpers do have their own academy where we actually teach about the caregiving. I've also comment below how you can actually reach us through our WhatsApp number 97945841. So if you'd like to inquire more regarding caregiving, feel free to send us a WhatsApp there. And we're also planning to have a kind of like sports team for the mama helpers. So if you do have any talents on the sports, feel free to let us know, so we can discuss more on that. Maybe we can have even a weekly training or even a team for the sports that you actually like to. So I think that's end the show for today. My name is Jensen,
My name is Morris.
and we'll see you guys again very soon. On Thursday, we'll have another live streaming radio as well. So see you on Thursday. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, like same design. 哦，我们最后一改。